All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? What's going on? We are into another game here for, of course, the StarCraft 2's Heart of the Swarm. We have ourselves a PvT, which is an exciting match that I'm really happy to cast. So you have in the top left position, playing as the Red Terran, will be a user by the name of Moon. And of course, in the bottom right side, a random Korean player. One of the fewest, or just one of the few Korean people, I mean, I don't even want to say Korean, just pro gamers in general, that play random. And that's extremely impressive and very difficult to pull off in such a competitive scene in StarCraft 2. It is going to be the blue Protoss player, MYI is, of course, My Insanity's Balloon. So, of course, the map we are on is on King Sejong Station, a ladder map that still exists in the new ladder pool. If you guys are not aware, the season has just begun. The time of this replay release, it has been 24 hours, maybe? You'll go into, going into 48 hours, excuse me. I'm going to stutter a few times. It's been a while since I've done a StarCraft 2 cast, but I've been playing quite a bit. I've been watching a lot of tournaments, a lot of streams, really getting a feel back to the game. It's not like I lost passion, it's just I've been extremely busy doing other things. But Balloon, of course, as I mentioned earlier, a random player, someone that has taken and won many games against top Korean players as well as top North American players. Definitely a little bit more prominent and a little bit more impressive to win against a top Korean player than it is to win against a foreigner. Nothing against foreigners, it's just we all know that Koreans are much better than foreigners in StarCraft 2. But this game should be pretty good. I know Balloon has been Grandmaster on the Korean ladder for a long time. I believe this is maybe his 3rd or 4th season, maybe even more than that. Now his opponent, Moon, have no idea who this guy is. He is a Terran, does not play random, and I assume he is decently good. And I mean, if this is a ladder game taken from Balloon's replay pack, a little bit of a shout out there. You guys definitely should go look at it if you're a random player to get ideas on build orders for all different kinds of matchups. But I'm assuming that he should be pretty decent, probably really good, since this is a ladder match between these two players. But let's look at the openings. We see a quick Reaper. I did see a Reaper. Where is that Reaper? There it is. So very normal play from Moon at this point early on in the game. You can always generally expect Reapers in PvT early on just to get some scouting as a Terran. You always want to confirm your opponent's expanding. Look at the gas timings. Look at the tech choice. Is it Robo? Is it Twilight? Usually it's not going to be up that early in time. But, you know, if you're a really good Terran player, you're going to leave that Reaper out on the map for a little bit longer and not actually have it die so that you can do your scouting a little bit later. But up till now, we see the Nexus coming up for Balloon. Balloon going for a very quick Mothership Core. And I like this a lot because this can also draw away the Reaper. But look at where the Reaper is. This is actually just chilling and hanging out in the main base. And this could be a little bit of a problem for Balloon. But his Stalker is going to come out. It's just going to be really important to have the Stalker out in the right position. Stargate follow-up for Balloon. Ooh, I like this even more. Oracles have been really prevalent lately in PvT. And now the Terran is also going to start to tech up as well pretty quickly, going directly up to this factory. His command center is on the way. He's continuing his marine production, of course. With this kind of a build, you always get the reactor and you always keep up with the marine production in case of any kind of a push out from the Protoss player. But here comes the Mothership Core now. This is going to be a little bit of a harassment move from Balloon. We'll try to get the delay on this expansion. Will be successful. Picks off the SCV. And the Marines will be out in time. Usually you want to have about 5 to 6 Marines to kill off this Mothership Core, or maybe even just 4 to draw it away as we see what's happening in this game. But the Reaper comes in. Balloon very much on top of it. Has the Stalkers in position to go ahead and... oh man, look at this. Look at that top Korean random micro. Nice surround there by Balloon. Really timing it out nicely with the Pro Pull. And now we're going to see the Oracle come out for the Protoss player. And this is, again, a move... I feel... I'm not going to say it's a risky move, but again, it's a move where you're going to have your map control with the Oracles, but you always have this small window of an opportunity, of course, looking from the Terran perspective, where you can hit a timing before the Protoss adds additional gateways or gets a decent amount of units on the map. Now, we see the Marines on the map right now for Moon. 8 Marines. He does have the Widow Mine, very, very expected, as he did go for a pretty quick factory. Got the Starport as well, so this could be quick Marine quick Marine Widow Mine drop, which is really, really popular recently in the Korean metagame. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does that. Maybe even just a Marine drop, just drops in general. Quick factory, quick Starport has really been something a lot of Korean Terrans have loved to do in PvT. But now Balloon's gonna do the tech transition, throwing up the robotics facility. I believe that's going to be his second Oracle. Actually, never mind. That's going to be his first Oracle. I think he might have been a little bit supply blocked. Forge coming up. Also getting the upgrades. Very important to get your armor as quickly as possible to make your defenses a little bit better against, you know, aggressive Terran players, generally speaking. But now the medevac making its way out into the natural base. The cannon's going to come up for Balloon. Will it be up in time, though? But the photon overcharge has been hit onto the Nexus. Great defense so far by Balloon. Not taking any economic damage, not losing a single probe, and he's doing a really good job at sort of pacing out this game. Now here comes the Oracle. This is going to be sort of a counter move by Balloon to try to do some damage to the economy of Moon, and oh my god, not a single turret is there. The Marines are going to be in position, but the Vikings going to be out as well. Meanwhile, in the main base, a little bit of a drop going on again. The medevac, oh, sick pickoff by the Protoss player. Medevac falls down, and that's a big problem for Moon. I mean, that's kind of all he had as units. He had about 8 Marines in that medevac. He has a few more Marines back home. Gaz the Viking. He doesn't really have enough barracks to produce stuff in general. I think he's opting to go for a quick engineering bay. Actually, not really so quick. He's just going to get quicker upgrades. And his barracks should really be coming down pretty soon here, unless he wants to throw down a third command center. But Balloon's been playing really, really well, keeping the Oracle alive, getting 2 kills. Of course, he's not getting like 50 kills or anything insane like that. But it's always important to keep this out on the map as long as possible, just to have the harass capability on the map, and to keep the Terran kind of on their side of the map. But the Viking's going to be out. There's the Revelation ability. Of course, he kind of just had to use something to make use of the Oracle. Might as well just use it on the Viking, I guess. Alright, there's a tech transition coming up for Balloon. As we said, the robotics facility on the way. Additional gateways being added. We'll start the Immortal production, getting a few sentries as well, and Zealot charge. So this will be a very heavy gateway army kind of a composition here from Balloon. He does have +1 armor completed, starting on +2 armor, throwing down the Templar archive. So he will be going for generally just gateway stuff. Templars, Immortals, of course, which comes out of the robotics facility, and just a bunch of charge lots, which is a really hard composition to deal with if you don't have any sort of ghost tech on the map. 82 supply for Moon, and 90 supply for Balloon. 2 additional barracks being thrown up. Finally, the barracks are coming up right now for our Terran player. 3rd command center. Stim! 11 minutes! No stim! Moon, what are you going to do with this? There's nothing you can do. Just don't even... this is... Well, I guess he forced a photon overcharge. That's good for him. But no stim 11 minutes into the game? Okay, he's going to finish in about... It's going to finish in about, like, 15 seconds or so. So Balloon's going to lift up, drop into the main... We'll spot the Twilight Council. That would be really, really cool if he can pick that off. Meanwhile, in the main base, a bunch of Zealots being warped in here by Balloon. And this is the power of the Warp Prism. No sentry, though, to go ahead and get a force fit on the ramp. But again, this is going to force Moon to go back home with a few of his units to defend this main base. Meanwhile, a drop still happening. Moon's going to go ahead and lift up. I believe Balloon did have enough units. Actually, he just sent some units to go ahead and deal with that drop. But Zealots still hacking away in the main base. And Moon finally should be able to clean this up. The Warp Prism is dead. And let's go ahead and look at the workers lost. 10 workers have been lost. Moon still dropping around the map here. Finally, there's a stim happening. Guardian Shield being popped up. Balloon's going to go ahead and engage into it. A little bit of a liftoff. 1 medevac will fall, but the rest of the bio will go ahead and survive here for Moon. Now, this has been a really back and forth game. 3rd base is coming up for Balloon. I always get these names mixed up. Moon and Balloon. Just the double O-N really has something going on badly in my brain. But... point being here is both players are taking a 3rd base. Upgrades are going to be very crucial. Let's go ahead and see what Balloon has. He has +2 armor, +1 attack on the way. As we see, Moon only has +1 attack, no armor just yet. So a little bit lacking in upgrades. Looking from the Terran perspective, Observer does spot the army. Balloon should feel very confident at attacking into this. And he should feel very confident in general. I mean, there's no Ghost Academy, and there's Templar archives. I mean, I would love to see Moon just switch out of Widow Mines. Well, actually, Widow Mines are great against charge lots, but my point being, again, is I would love to see a switch into Ghosts here for Moon, because the longer this goes, the more it's going to favor Balloon. Imagine a Colossus transition with Archons, Storm, and just no Ghosts. And then it just becomes a juggle battle, or just you're juggling with random units. Do I make Vikings? Do I make Ghosts? How many do I make? You know, where do I position my units? How many medevacs do I make? Because remember, you're making units out of the starport. When you're not making Vikings, you're making medevacs. When you're not making medevacs, well, you're making Vikings. So 142 supply for Balloon, 135 right now for Moon. Another upgrade advantage still continuing to be in the favor of the Protoss player. A little bit of a dance here back and forth. This could be a really good engagement for Balloon. Oh man, Moon is not looking. And Balloon gets the force fields off. Storming, feedbacking the medevacs. And oh man, this could not have been any more painful for Moon. Gets away with a lot of units, but he does lose quite a bit of regeneration energy onto these medevacs. And he's kind of stuck here, actually. I mean, Templars. Oh man. This has to be a really, really, really annoying position for Moon. Loses one medevac, almost loses a second. But Balloon is just playing, he's in a commanding position. He's ahead in tech. He's been able to drop, or defend against all of these medevac drops by Moon. 71 probes to 69 SCVs, so economically speaking, they're pretty even. They're both on 3 bases, but I feel like this next attack from Balloon is just going to be way, way too much. Army supply, that's going to be a big, big tail. 79 to 76. Ghost count is going to be important as well. 3 ghosts for Moon. Also, we'll stop. Actually, just doesn't need Vikings. There's no Colossi. The Colossi transition is actually happening. I was going to say where's the Colossus? Well, it's going to be happening here pretty soon. Good EMPs, though, by Moon. Oh, man. There's a Storm, though, onto the bio. And Balloon, is he going to go attack? He looks like he wants to charge forward with the Zealots. Decent Storms again. And this is the power of the Widow Mines, hitting very nicely onto these Zealots. 136 supply to 121. I think Moon might defend against this. There's no pylon for reinforcements, and Balloon is just trying to push and push and push through here. 2 force fields coming up for the Protoss player. Guardian Shield being popped up. Plenty of medevacs up in the air. Does he have enough bio, though? 4 Marauders, 8 Marines. It's not going to be enough against 3 Mortals, decent sentry count, a Templar, and about 2 Archons here. But Balloon is not really keeping his units all together, and I think Moon might be able to clean this up for now. And in fact, he will be able to do so, but look at what's happening back home for Balloon. There is a Colossus transition. 3rd base has been up and going, very well saturated so far. Even has Templars in position to go ahead and deal with any sort of medevac drops with the feedback and storm abilities. And there's the 4th coming up for Balloon. So the longer this goes, this is definitely going to favor him. The Colossus transition is a point of scouting where it needs to happen from the Terran. If your opponent's going Colossi, you don't have Vikings, well, you're in big doo-doo. And you guys should know what doo-doo means. I'm not going to go into specifics with what doo-doo means. But you need Vikings. And this is, again, as I mentioned earlier, it becomes, you know, a battle of how much do I make of each. There's a scan coming up for Moon. He's going to try to split his units, moving backwards. This is nothing, man. Oh, man. I mean, Storm on top of everything. That's not even a lot to really consider here. 72 army supply to 65. Additional ghosts coming up. Moon needs to realize he has to pull back. He has to maybe even throw down a second starport, continue the Viking production, and play very defensive. Because at this point, 4-base Protoss is extremely hard to deal with. Of course, he can go into Warp Prism drops, things like that. But Moon needs more bio. He needs more Marines, more Marauders. I think he has way too many ghosts. 12 ghosts against 4 Templars and 3 Colossi. What is the Viking count for Moon? He doesn't have a Viking. Not a single Viking on the map. 2 Vikings are coming up now. Okay, so Balloon is just going to gear up for this possible last push here that can end the game. 182 supply to 156. Plus 3 armor, plus 2 attack. Scanning going down here for Moon to go ahead and spot the unit composition, and he sees Colossi. He must be feeling it really badly now, and this could be the victory march here for MYI's Balloon. He is going to get the storms off. All the ghosts, Planetary Fortress will help a little bit, but Balloon is close to claiming victory in this game. Zealots are charging right onto the Planetary Fortress. It does not even matter. 120 supply, 137 supply. It's just falling way, way quicker than I can keep up with. The Archons in the front, Colossus, are unanswered, and now we have very much a 40 supply advantage for the Protoss player. And we have Moon scanning again. I mean, this is just The fourth is gone, and Balloon still has a fourth. He can pull back. He can take a fifth if he wants. But it's honestly not worth it. He can just go and finish the game. Or maybe Moon just wants to, I guess, finish the game for himself. EMP's onto the Archons. Balloon's going to move forward. Archon Zealots are going to dice through everything here. 80 supply to 161. And we have Balloon cleaning everything up. GG as the towel is thrown out for Moon. And Balloon takes it. Another great little ladder game from his replay pack. You guys should absolutely check it out. Reddit.com/r/StarCraft. Search Balloon replay pack and a bunch of random games. So, of course, this was a PvT. You can definitely check out his Zerg and his Terran on that Reddit thread. And hopefully you enjoyed the cast. So, that's going to conclude it. And I will see you in another replay. Bye.